this came up or something along these lines. Caesar, I get so annoyed. I feel like nobody told these guys about hand checking as opposed to grab checking.
Ooh.
Like you don't have to like when you're behind, like when the players like when the player's back is on you, you don't have to grab. You can hand check. Like you can have your hand open and keep them like off. You don't have to do all that.
Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. A hand check is a lot more frustrating. It's a lot more frustrating
Well,
to deal with too.
well,
And it's like you're not gonna get in trouble for it either.
exactly. Like
Mhm.
I'm sure like for the person with the ball, like somebody grabbing on you is more
Yeah,
frustrating.
well,
But
but if someone's backing into you, the grab is kind of stupid. But
yeah,
like
because
when
it's a
they run away,
foul.
it's an inconvenience and automatic foul. But if you hand check someone, you can actually start playing around. You can feint it. You can mess around. You can like you can put a lot of force one time. I've played against weird people that put like their hands like this and just try to make it uncomfortable. Like there's
Yeah.
tricks and stuff you can do, all kind of stuff to make it just a bad experience.
It's so crazy. Like like when a player gets the ball and their back is towards the defending player and they're just on them grabbing. I'm like, why? You can't get around him. If you like just hand check,
Also,
you have
when they
control.
grab, why do they do this instead of doing the classic like this one, like that grab? You know, like when they press on you,
Mhm.
like they grab the bottom and they go like this, so it's like your shoulder to shoulder like this. I'm
Mm.
like, you don't even need to just hand check them because even if you do this, the minute I separate, now my shirt goes crazy and it's obvious you grabbed and now it's a foul. But
Yeah.
if you just do this and like mess around and or keep me off, and at
And
least
you
you have distance to recover too because you made space to be able to
exactly.
pivot side to side. What is it, basketball like this?
Yeah, exactly. You have space too.
Yeah.
But
I don't want an offensive player right on me because he's gonna
no.
use his hips to feel the weight and he's gonna shift off the weight that I'm on the most. Like if I'm leaning on his right, he's just gonna turn to the left and go the other way because he knows I have to recover.
And also, that's how you fall victim to a 1-2. If the
Mhm.
guy's on
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
and you're like on him grabbing, if he get like he can easily get off you on the 1-2. But if you have
Literally, they're in that no one talks about.
nobody,
Nobody talks about.
nobody ever.
The easiest way to learn how to be successful defensively against the 1-2 is just to watch two pick and roll possessions in
Literally.
basketball, just two. You don't need to watch. Don't watch it in college. Watch a high school one because they've been coached for them. Behind basketball, they just be like, all right, just you're gonna crank it anyways. High school, they might have a little more discipline,
Yeah.
or college maybe. You know, college is slavery. So it's just watch that one. The biggest thing is that if I create space, if Bam is on me and he's a 9, he's about to do 1-2, he receives the ball, I pick space here, and he gives it to 1-2. I can just easily take 2 steps to the right. I'm already there. I could take 1 step slide. I could put a leg up. I could even do the foul over there if I wanted. I have so many options, whether dumb or not to do. But when you do the grab, you've already either going to be a highlight reel or you're going to get a yellow card foul. It's just
Exactly.
not worth it, like at all.
Because if he tries to go and you're still grabbing him, then it's a foul.
Yeah, and if he makes space and he turns around, that ball getting swiped easily. It's like you should have just gave it up, idiot. It's
Yeah.
like now you're this close to me. I can like literally just stomp the ball right now.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Like, how come nobody ever told them about a hand check?
They
Like,
don't get taught how to play defense. You know,
they don't. They don't.
they just run around.
They play like children defensively. I'm like, it blows my mind. I'm like there was one play when I was watching the Marseille match. Like, I think it was like Garrison. He's like running up on the dude, and it's normal to like somebody has the ball and you're like running up to like close him down. But then it's just like you're like attacking him, and I'm like, you don't need to do that. Like,
you know what's low key racist? That they always act like in South America and like Brazil and Argentina, they don't teach defense because they did that thing where they talk about how in the 1940s they use that same 1940s joke where it's like, oh well, if you're not a good striker then you become a defender, like that's the classic thing they say, like the old adage. Okay, yeah. Only the last of that the last titan of that is Casemiro. After that has been changed.
Okay,
and then of course Ederson neck tattoo was a striker for sure. And he'd score in MLS right now. No, but like there's actually extremely good defenders that are from Latin America, like from South America. Like there's really good defending. And I'm like, I'm watching more lazy defense in European players where they're just like running around following people. Like, yeah, granted, like so I'm like, it's not even one is like doing it correct. The other both don't teach defense at all.
Exactly.
But don't be acting like you guys are something special because in England you just tackle people or you hurt people. That doesn't make you a good defender. Like
No.
I've watched defenders that are, like one of my favorite underrated defenders is Diego Carlos from Sevilla. Like that's a great defender that no one really talks about because he plays for Sevilla. But I'm like, that guy's from Brazil. Like he didn't even play in England. He didn't have the European coaching. Like he just played in another country. So it's not even about like, oh, regionally they do this better. No, it's just that both sides don't teach it like at all. And like I think some guys just more athletic than others can recover better.
Basically, like
Militao has been taught fundamentals, but he's crazy athletic. So it's a great combination defensively.
What the way I'll judge a defender is like 1v1s, like if you win the 1v1 battle.
1v1 for sure.
And if you can clear balls into the box. Like basically that. Like
me it's because I honestly barely expect defenders to win one-on-ones.
Me too.
Me, it's intercepting or like intercepting passes or shots.
Barely happens. Well, okay, blocking shots happens a lot.
Because that was like the Juve staple.
Yeah.
And like being able to be like comfortable on the feet to pass the ball back out to reset. Like some defenders look real goofy back there. Like the big tree guy from Roma. What was his name? I forgot. The big Fabio. Fabio. Huh?
The Int from Lord of the Rings.
I'm no tree. Yeah. I like that. I like the interception ability and like blocking and the good ability to pass out to reset again. Because I'm like, it's very rare you're gonna have just a shut down defender. It doesn't really happen much. No. So, but if you have someone that can give a good outlet, that changes the whole game. Like a defender that can outlet pass, it's another attack. It's another midfielder for you.
Honestly, the best defender I've seen is Kondogbia. Like honestly,
Kondogbia is really good, really good defending.
Like I think I don't know if I said this on the podcast before, but like in the punditry class, like they never talk about a player's defensive abilities unless they are listed as a defender. But like Kondogbia as a midfielder, I feel like is probably the best defensive player that I've seen. Honestly,
yeah. Kondogbia, I think Conte is really good too defensively.
Conte's really good
because he's a workhorse.
Like that's what he's focused on too.
And that's his specialty. So that's what he's absolutely about. And he's good at it. Like him too. There's a few guys, but yeah, for sure, Kondogbia is one of the most consistently good defenders I've ever seen.
Generally, honestly, I feel like a midfielder is going to be a better defender than a center back.
I mean, whenever they put some of those big CDMs at center back, they do pretty fine. Remember Fernandinho? They put him at center back. He was chilling, dog.
Kondogbia too. They did it. I thought he put Kondogbia back there.
What was the